How's it going? James, Online Car Show, and got an exciting video about a new daily driver I've purchased. So without hesitation, let's get this video started. Well, in an effort to save some miles on Nadia here, decided to go ahead and look for a daily driver, if you will. Now, there were certain things I wanted in this. It had to be a four-door, had to be something a little sporty. I do like manuals, and it had to be able to fit, work computers for my job in the trunk. So I opted to look at actually a couple cars in this. One of them was the WRX. Another one I looked at was, I think, some of the Volkswagen TSIs and TDIs, and also the Ford Focus. I know they have the ST model and the RS model, and then there's the SE, SEL, and the Titanium. The ST, which is the one I found that was in my price range, has front wheel drive, unfortunately, but it does have a turbo and EcoBoost motor, which makes it a fun little car. And the one I found actually was a hatchback, and I'm going to go ahead and cut to some videos here to show you. All right, so as you can see here, I opted for a Ford Focus ST. It's got the little ST badge there on the grill. It's a nice little car. It's not the same as the Camaro, of course, but it gets me to point A to point B, and it's pretty fun to drive. Not a big fan of the racing stripes that came with it, but they'll grow on me. I kind of like them with the gray. It accents the car a little sportier. It doesn't have a sunroof or whatnot. It's got the EcoBoost, as I mentioned, motor with the turbo. I believe it's a 2.0 liter inline four, dual overhead cam. I'll crack open the motor here in a second. The big thing here is it's a 6-speed, which I love to drive. And it's got pretty decent wheels. If we look at them here, we've got 235/40 R18s, so it's got 18-inch rims on it. Pretty nice tires. Car only had 4,000 miles when I bought it, but it has been in a wreck. So it doesn't appear like it was major frame damage, but it does have some body damage and stuff that they fixed. And it wasn't the best body work, but if you knew the price I got on the car, you would totally understand. Even the bank was, you don't really need gap insurance on this because the deal you're getting so good. So it was a really good deal, and if I have to, turn a couple screws here and there, I'm okay with that. It should be a really reliable motor with only 4,000 miles on it, so I'm good with that. And I'll go ahead and give you all some more footage of the car here. You can see the wheels right here. 235/40 18s. It's front wheel drive vehicle, so that's the tires, of course, that matters, the front. I believe it's identical tire size on the rear, so that's nice. I'll be able to rotate the tires, or I should be able to rotate the tires. If you notice on the back here, it is a hatchback. This should help me with my work stuff, hauling computers with Pelican cases, etc., and going to meetings and so forth. I do use it for work, so I did want a four-door, which, as you can see, this does have a four-door. It's not the biggest back seat in the world. As you can see, the leg room there is kind of limited, but it is what it is, and I think it'll work. Really nice interior. It's cloth, not leather, but real big trunk area. It lifts up kind of nice. You can, of course, remove these and take it down if you need to. And we'll get onto the driver's seat. Kind of sportier looking seats. They're cloth, as I said, but they've got the little ST logo on them there. So they're pretty nice looking. It's got the, of course, stick shift right there. It's a manual. It's got Bluetooth, AM, FM. I don't think it has Sirius. A little tiny screen, which is kind of a complaint or annoyance, but it's not that big of a deal. And you see the 3 gauges there on top. I believe that's oil, temp, boost and oil pressure. And one thing I do like with these gauges, only the center is digital on this, and there's not a whole lot of pages there. Most of the gauges are analog style, which I really like, so you trust them a little more. It's got all the analog style gauges on it. So it's a, you know, it's a pretty good little car. I'll show you a door accent there. I will say, as tiny as this the turbo is on this thing, you still kind of feel it, and it's got some fun to it. It's kind of a fun little car to drive around. Such a short little wheelbase makes it real fun. And if we look under the motor here, we've got the ST badging. It's kind of dirty under there, but tried to clean it up a little yesterday. Guess the turbo's behind there where the piping's going. But nice little motor, front wheel drive, as I said. The RS model is an all-wheel drive, but it does add at least $10,000 to the price, even used. So there you have the under hood. I'll give you a little walk around here. One little kind of weird thing with the Focus or the stick shift is, in order to get it in reverse, which is all the way to the left, which is the same place where first is, so you don't mistakenly go to one or the other. So you pull up on a little tab to stick it in reverse. It's kind of weird. It takes some getting used to. It's growing on me, I guess. It keeps you from going into first, that's for sure, or mistaking the two. So we'll just take it on a quick spin here and let y'all hear it run. As I mentioned, it's a manual. I actually kind of search for manuals, of course, when looking for a car. One thing about this car, it's got a really short wheelbase, so it's really fun around turns and stuff. You can feel the turbo kick in a little bit here and there. It's not a big turbo, so if you're expecting, you know, that feeling you'd get off, you know, a high-end turbo car or something like that, or even a WRX, it's not going to be quite the same. But I will say it drives kind of like a V6. So far I've had it, you know, a couple days, and just driving around town and stuff, I've enjoyed the car a lot. It's got lots of power, get up and go, and it's, you know, fun getting in and out of stuff with this over, you know, a bigger car and whatnot. So. You see the little boost gauge move up and down as it, of course, is spinning the turbo. Little 2.0 inline 4, I think is what's in here. Eco Boost, or it's one of the Eco Boost line. I know they've got a V6 Eco Boost, and I guess it's the inline 4 version. I'm not sure if it's the same one that's in the Mustang. It's 252 horsepower at the crank. I think I read online somewhere around 220 to 230 at the wheel. So it fulfills a need for me, and it's a fun little car to drive. I know the guy from the Smoking Tire has recommended the Focus before and stuff like that, and it is a really, it's got some little pep to it, and it's just a great little drive. Just fun. I mean, you just kind of want to get behind the wheel of it. It's a fun little car. It's got a short little wheelbase, so it's real easy to U-turn and get through little tight corners and stuff like that. There y'all have it. Sorry I'm so sweaty. It is a hot day, August in freaking Houston. But 2017 Ford Focus ST It's got 4,000 miles. Should be a good little daily driver, you know, 30 miles per gallon. It's got a little pep to it. I think they're 252 horsepower, if I believe right, if I'm hearing them right. So it should be a fun little car. Actually, I tried to con Lydia, my wife, into, you know, Blast to the Past is coming up this weekend, and we're going to be attending that, and the Camaro behind me, of course, racing it. And I was trying to con Lydia into running the Focus down the drag strip just so she could experience a drag strip. So we'll see what she says. And speaking of which, Blast to the Past 10 or X is coming up this weekend, the grand finale. It's going to be a cruise-in, car meet, drag racing. It's in Sealy, Texas at 6 p.m. Or sunset, if you will. And we're a bunch of guys are going to meet at Katy Mills Mall parking lot at 5 p.m. and cruise into the event from there. So come out, you know, see it. West Houston Muscles putting it on. They always put on great shows and races, etc. Great events, if you will. So come out, you know, see the Camaro. I'd like to shake your hand, talk cars, and see some racing. Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll try to include some more content in the future about the Focus. If y'all want to see it, let me know in the comments below. But please hit that like and subscribe, and y'all have a great week.